Doing these three things will help you learn any language fast. It's very simple. There are three basic exercises that, if you do regularly, you'll improve fast at any language. The total amount of time you'll need to learn the language will depend on the difficulty of the language, how different it is from the ones you already speak, and how much vocabulary you need to learn, and how different or difficult. I guess they're related, right? If it's more different, it's more difficult. Pronunciation, how different it is, and so on. Yeah, so the time frame will depend on how different and difficult the language is, but it will work for all of them regardless. Yeah, you just have to put more work for the more difficult ones. But these are three simple things. I'm starting to talk like Mike Tyson now. I really hope he doesn't watch this. um, okay, so three things. The three things are memorization with associations, retrieval practice, and listening practice. Yeah, if you have to, if you have to make language learning as simple as possible and do just three things, these are the three things you should be doing, and I'll tell you why. Memorization of vocabulary with associations is vital to learn a lot of words fast. You need a lot of vocabulary to understand a language. How do the associations work? Well, you take the words, visualize the meaning of the words, and you associate them. I've got plenty of tutorials on how to do this. If you get good at this, you can memorize over 100 words a day easily, which is extremely helpful to understand and also to speak a language. And then some of you might be thinking or saying, people complaining in the comments every time I mention associations, but you can't learn languages that fast. Once you memorize fast, you forget them fast, blah, blah, blah. Look, if you can memorize vocabulary with associations and retain them for at least 24 hours, and you're doing the other two exercises I'm going to talk about, you'll remember them. Because exercise two is retrieval practice. All those words you memorizing, you also need to have them with example sentences. And you put them in flashcards, or a spreadsheet will work as well, and you do retrieval practice. What is retrieval practice? Well, you try to think of the sentence, you try to say it, and then you check. Yeah, so you get all the sentences in your language, and you translate aloud into the target language, and then you get the answer. You get instant feedback. You see where you made a mistake, and you self correct, and you keep doing that. This forces you to think in the language, speak, so that you practice in your speaking as well, and you get instant feedback, so you get rid of most of the mistakes you're making. That's number two. Number three is very simple, just listening. I recommend listening to the same sentences from the retrieval practice of the vocabulary that you've been memorizing, and also to native speaker materials like content, like podcasts or radio, so that you get used to native speaker voices and conversation. But at first, listening is the best way to review what you've been memorizing and then practicing with retrieval practice. So this is it. I'll tell you why this is the only thing you need to do. If you can memorize a lot of vocab fast, you can already understand quite a lot when you see sentences. And then if you have example sentences that you're not only reviewing, you're not reading them, you are translating into the language. So you're forcing yourself to think. So all those words you memorized earlier, you're trying to retrieve that information, and then you get in the feedback. So and you saying them aloud as well. So you are working on your speaking, you are working on your fluency, your ability to think in the language, and you're getting rid of mistakes with constant feedback. And finally, if you're listening to the same sentences afterwards, just over and over again with a playlist, you're learning the right pronunciation as well, both to understand those words in context when you hear them in connected speech by a native speaker, and also to be able to say them yourself with a good enough accent, right? So basically, you work on all skills because a language is a system and it's divided in different skills that you need to master. It's not just there's no one size fits all answer to everything at the same time. That's why things like, let's just watch 2,000 hours of videos. It work for some things, but not for most things. Yeah, you need a combined approach of different. You need to work on different skills, and these three exercises, if you have to, if you have to keep it very simple and break it, uh, yeah, just break down the learning and keep it really simple and do the bare minimum. This is the most important thing. Yeah, memorize vocab, retrieval practice, and listening. Do these three, and you'll be able to speak and understand pretty well soon if you are super consistent with it.